The compelling way for this to go, I think, is if New England upsets Tampa Bay.
Okay, we got something.
I mean, you've got something there because this is a New England team right now with a rookie quarterback. They've got a lot of new faces on both sides of the ball that when you look at the game and the weapons that Tampa Bay has, Tampa Bay should win this game, right? But if somehow Bill Belichick and his mastery and that genius that he has is able to put together a game plan, is able to slow down Brady in this high-powered offense, and then somehow is able to just facilitate some offense here with Mac Jones and score more points, that'll be a heck of a story to talk about.
You were with these guys for years. Is there any mind control that Brady might be suffering from Belichick? Is there like not a father-son thing, but is there like, okay, I'm in his world and he might crumble in this situation?
You know, my big thing is, why don't they just right before the game, have a huge tribute video, like really soften him up. In his locker, maybe some flowers, his favorite cologne or something like that, just soften him
basket.
up. He comes out, maybe get some tears going.
Subway.
Because I think that's the only way that maybe Tom gets out of like his, mental focus, steel trap mind of not being ready
Bill
to go.
comes over to him, gives him
a big hug.
Like, love you. You're
That's
just
it.
the best.
Matt, you're a really sharp guy. I'm going to put you on the spot. One word to describe the Belichick-Brady relationship.
Professional.
That's a great. That's a very loaded word.
I mean, it's a loaded word in so many different.
That's a great word, though.
But I mean, that's because you could say complex as well. I mean, but if there's one word, I'd say professional. It's like coach, player.
Yeah.
We're going to work together. This is what
That's good.
and that's just kind of how they always went about that relationship. It wasn't like, hey buddy.
Let me ask you, because we got you here for one day, and when Brady goes down with that knee injury and you're thrown into the fire and you led that team to 11 wins, was Belichick the same to you as he would have been to Brady? Was there more coaching for you? Was there, how did he handle another quarterback other than Brady in that room?
Right. It's interesting because people always ask, how was Belichick with you? And I'll never forget after the Miami game, it was early in the season, they had...
Wildcat.
Oh, Wildcat came in and just dominated us, right? And it was early of me taking over, and there's always, obviously, a lot of people are saying, can this guy do it? Who are they going to bring in, the veteran quarterback? And so I remember being in the lunch or the breakfast room the next day after that loss and him coming up and saying, hey, you're going to be all right. We're not bringing anybody else in. You're our guy. Just focus on the task at hand. We're going to get better. And I will never forget that moment because it gave me confidence moving forward, right? It gave me that, lift that I needed because I was on the fence myself, right? We beat the Jets, but we get pounded by Miami. We had a little bit of success, but I wasn't where I needed to be. But for him to come in and say, hey, don't worry about it. You're going to be fine was a big statement for me.
That's winning the most compelling?
I think so, and I think if they win a certain way, it's even more compelling. If the Patriots upset the Buccaneers and Belichick just puts the screws to Brady, I think we're talking about it Monday morning because he's done this before to great offenses. We know about the Rams' greatest show on turf, he did that too, but I go back just a few years ago. The Rams with Goff and Kupp and Woods. Well, Kupp wasn't playing that game, but this Rams team with McVay.
Super Bowl.
I think this was a masterpiece from New England. And if he does this to Brady, where it's like suddenly this high-flying offense just seems completely unable to do anything and get it going, it's like, I can scheme. It is about X's and O's. It is not about Joe's, and I will be able to beat Tom Brady. I think that's the most compelling outcome, that on Monday morning we come in, and it's like 13-3. Patriots beat the Bucs. And it's not Mac Jones throwing for 400 yards. It's the defense just confounding Tom Brady, the almighty one, and Belichick being able to just puppet master this thing to death and find a way to scheme a way for victory so that it is, my coaching was better than your play.
That would be so crazy. Even those highlights you're showing, Tom Brady, Goff, and McVay, they were like, this is our first time. Here we are. But, Tom Brady's been there so many times.
Very hard to believe.
So if he does it, that would be amazing.
It would be great. I can't deny it. I can't argue it. But my answer to the question, the most compelling answer, is Buccaneers annihilation. 47-3, Tampa Bay over New England. Just a complete. There's that Venom movie out there. Let there be carnage. Let there be carnage. Because today, this week of all weeks, we're talking a lot about history. There's a lot of them that you remember. Mike Ditka used to play for Tom Landry as a tight end back in the Cowboys back in the day. The '85 Bears, Ditka's Bears, go into Texas to play Tom Landry's Cowboys. They won 44-0. It was unbelievable. It was gratuitous. It was almost personal. We remember the Brett Favre return to Lambeau because he destroyed the Packers and he came in and torched the place. I think Brady laying it on it, and a lot of this, by the way, I know that Gronk is banged up. I would bet my life that Gronk plays in this game, and I think Bruce Arians is a man for the moment and a man for the drama, and I think he and Byron Leftwich will do whatever they have to do to get a Brady to Gronk touchdown in Foxborough. I would bet that it happens, maybe even two. There's a lot of talk this week about the relationship.
Right.
And Bill Belichick and Brady, so much love, so much respect. Tom Brady is, by all accounts, a great person off the field. Make no mistake, he is a football jerk on the field. Like Kenny Smith used to call Kobe a basketball bleep hole. Yeah. That's what Tom Brady is on the football field. I actually think he wants to destroy Bill Belichick. I think it's extremely personal. I don't think he wants that on his look. And I think if there is a screw you touchdown to be had at the end of the game, do it. I think he will, and I think it'll be big.
Patriots, the inferior team on every level, playing with a rookie quarterback as well. We'll see if that annihilation happens. There's a lot of people behind closed doors, like in sports. I mean, you ask somebody who's played for both teams who knows that it's a lot of Tampa Bay is going to win this. Like, by a lot. That's what I keep hearing. But you mentioned Gronkowski. Interesting you ask, what's going on with him? It's asking Rappaport, our NFL Network insider, keeping it with the Buccaneers thing. We would love to see Gronk in a big role in front of his fans at Foxborough. He'll be embraced, of course, up there, a multi-Super Bowl champion. Him and Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown could play huge in this game.
No, let's start with Gronk, and I'm with Kyle here. There is no way that Rob Gronkowski is missing this game. It sounds like the rib injury, not considered a major one. X-rays after the game were negative. Has not practiced Wednesday, did not practice Thursday. Probably gets out there today in some form or fashion, then is questionable for the game, but likely going to play because, of course, he is going to play. No way that Gronk misses this. He actually came back in the game last week, another positive sign that he should be good to go for this weekend. Then for Antonio Brown, you mentioned it, obviously was not there last week on the COVID-19 reserve list. His 10 days expired, so he is now back. And once you are cleared, you are good to go. It's really just a matter of getting your win back and getting back in shape and getting back in practice. Plenty of time to do that for Antonio Brown. Was able to practice on a Thursday of game week, should practice today as well. All very good signs. Antonio Brown expected to play this weekend for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which, of course, is incredibly important since they also lost Scotty Miller potentially for the season.